I am Rachel Hockenberger with Parman Holdings Corp. Been with the company for 16 years. I am the CEO and CFO. Within the energy sector, we are facing challenges due to supply chain disruptions globally, not just here locally. With technology, we're able to process through systems, get product in and out the door more rapidly using truck technology, people using technology within our offices here to get the gallons moved out of the door. It doesn't change the fact that there remains a supply disruption, but having the technology equipped to move the product along more quickly helps us to get product to our customers more rapidly. With the potential threats of cyber attacks, we are extremely cautious due to things that have happened historically to Parman. We're very cautious in our approach to respond to outside communications. We've gone through a lot of training with our staff here and continue to kind of push the security measures and how to seek out knowing if an email is fraudulent or if it's coming from the right sources, and using our contacts at LBMC on the back end to help spot threats as they are coming in and isolate them before we even know that it's approaching. I would say that collaboration here has not always been the first thought that leaders would put into play. It was more of, top down, my way thinking. And a few years back, the world began to evolve and business changed, and good leaders began to realize that they had to rely on the greater knowledge, the collective knowledge, rather than just one, the saying, all the parts are better than just one part. And with that, internally we learned that relying on all of our resources would make us better. And that obviously would apply to our partnerships. Relying on our partners would help us to be better, and our partners trusting that they were our number one supplier, and us trusting our partners that they were looking out for us would make us better, and that's proven out. So Parman was partnered with LBMC's Technology Division 7 years ago. We were hacked, and it really was debilitating to us. It was an early Friday morning, probably 5 a.m. Our first few staffers began to come in and started getting the crypto locker message. And at that time, we had an IT professional working on our staff who had been with us for 30 years. We had an IT manager and a technical person that would, do the run work. And it was complete disarray. It shut down 6 locations. So that Friday we called in LBMC by lunchtime, and they worked through the weekend without any breaks. And by Monday morning we were restored and deliverable without paying any ransom out. And from there, we kind of knew that that was a resource in our back pocket. And we went on a few years with the same staff in place. And then when we really decided that we needed a cultural change, part of that change was having more opportunity for growth and bringing in outside view. And so we changed our staffing to rely on LBMC's tech division and have one in-house person that could work with that team of people, which gave us the opportunity to kind of broaden our platform and have a greater band of support with LBMC. And they're kind of always looking out for us. No matter who's on point on their end, someone is able to flag if there's an issue or what have you. So it really helped to increase our staff pool. It was about the IT staffing who had kind of piecemealed things together for so long. Mm-hmm. And then in that moment, once it's all locked up, you realize that it's all locked up, and then there's nothing that person can do about it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we had probably 5 guys from LBMC here that stayed overnight. They worked through the overnight hours, and they were committed. They were our partners at that moment. Mm-hmm. But I'll never forget the look on that chief technology officer that we had in-house, because he could not do anything about the problem that we had encountered. And we had to wipe every PC, and so LBMC at that point really showed us, hey, this is the benefit of having this third party. I mean, it's not going to prevent things from happening, but they're going to be able to flag things when they happen. They're going to be able to come in and help you resolve. Mm-hmm. You really get into a tight spot when you have on-site staff that realize we can't fix it, and then you don't have a backup solution. We were lucky enough that we had some connections due to other relationships with LBMC partners that kind of got us right on the top of their list. I mean, we called them that morning, and by lunch, their entire staff had shifted and they were on site and working. Mm-hmm. So in that instance with the crypto locker and ransomware, one of our staff members had received an email from what appeared to be a normal vendor with an attachment which appeared to be a normal attachment. Those things come through and they're just one slight character off. Mm-hmm. The dot is in a different spot. There's an E instead of an O. There's no E, something like that. And so the person really was unaware that they had clicked on anything. And, that's what really is disheartening is you think that you're doing everything right. So you have to be overly cautious. And with LBMC backing our system now, they're kind of catching a lot of that stuff on the front end. And, we are completely oblivious because they're protecting us from that. So after that breach occurred, we went a few years without having LBMC's support on contract. And then at some point we made some staffing changes and we decided to rely on them. And since then we've used them during any projects and things like that require additional boots on the ground. With LBMC in the background, now we're not as concerned about potential threats because we know that they're kind of flagging that stuff or at least contacting our internal IT manager that's here, letting him know that they see things going on or what have you. So they're kind of in the background, making sure that there's no tripped wires. Mm-hmm. In the event that there was a tripped wire, you have them already in your back pocket to come in and kind of help to clean things up. And they've done that with us. We've gone through some ERP upgrades, we've gone through acquisitions, and they've been kind of waiting in the background to offer their help and really without reservation every time. So that's been a major benefit is that we don't have to worry about our technology, our advancements, or when we need to make a change or an upgrade. They're kind of keeping the list in the workbook and letting us know when those changes need to be made and how far we can push it and things like that.